What is up, YouTube? This is Football Fanatic 27 and I'm back with another video, and I'm going to be reviewing another qualifying process between an African team for the Women's FIFA World Cup 2023. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing you my thoughts and journey of Zambia's women's soccer team, the Copper Queens, from the 2020 Soccer Olympics to COSAFA Cup 2022. So, as you know, Zambia participated in the 2020 Women's Olympic Soccer. They ended up getting it third place with one tie. They had a better goal difference than China. They did lose 10-3 to Netherlands in the opening match, and that game was in all of Netherlands in Netherlands' hands. Netherlands just had that game wrapped for them, but literally when they were down 3-0, Barbara Banda, she came up, scored a goal, but then they were down at 10-1, but then she scored two more goals again, and as we know, the final score ended 3-10. Despite that heavy loss, she managed to score a hat-trick for her country, and then I can't remember which one it came first, China and Zambia ended up facing against each other, and the game ended up 4-4. China did well. China, they were up 3-1, I believe. Barbara Banda scored the first one, and then there was another girl, Kundanaji, I believe. She scored the penalty. I think she scored a penalty for Zambia, and then Barbara Banda scored two more goals again to make it 4-3. China ended up equalizing it later. I can't remember what the time was, but the final score ended up 4-4, and as we know, at the end, Brazil ended up beating Zambia 1-0, and that was a pretty close game. So, and they ended up getting third place. They did, however, they couldn't go through to the knockouts because they weren't the two of the best third place teams that ranked. They only had 1 point. So, but they did manage to have a better goal difference than China. Despite having goals against them, China had more goals against. But overall, it was a pretty upsetting performance. But then Zambia just kept on going, and then we come here to the World Cup qualifiers, the WAFCON for women's African qualifying, and I was upset to hear that Barbara Banda wasn't able to perform because I believe it said in the article that it was a gender unification test, I believe. I can't remember if it was that, but she wasn't allowed to play because she was tested and she had higher testosterone levels, so CAF banned her from entering qualifying with Zambia. But that didn't stop Zambia. Personally, Banda is my favorite player. I'm just getting more into Zambia's soccer, but Zambia had a real they really played well at this tournament. They stepped up their defense, their offense was good. Their first opening game, they faced off against Cameroon, ended in a 0-0. It was a pretty close match. Next game, they were up against Tunisia, and at the end, in extra time, added time, they ended up scoring a goal to get 3 points off them, so they had four points for them. And then their final matchup, they faced off against Togo, and they ended up winning 4-1, and they managed to top the group with 7 points, with Cameroon being behind with 5. And I believe Tunisia, they won one game only. And let's see, wait, no, I think Tunisia tied Cameroon as well. So now we got to the knockout stages. They faced off against Senegal, and for the quarterfinals, whoever won the quarterfinals would get automatic promotion to the Women's World Cup. Whoever lost would go to the playoff round of CAF and go to Interconfederation playoffs. So the game against Senegal and Zambia, it was a good match. I made sure to watch the highlights because I couldn't watch it. Made sure to cover the thumbnail so I wouldn't get spoiled. But the game ended up going to penalties. It was 1-1, and then once penalties came, it seemed like it was there for Zambia. They ended up winning it, I believe, 4-2 on penalties. Their goalkeeper managed to win win it with the final kick. Let me see I believe her name was Hazel Nali. She's had 18 caps so far for for Zambia. And Barbara Banda, as we know, like she plays for Shanghai Shangli. She scored 22 goals, and it was 18 caps for Faith Batten for Hazel Nali. But overall, like, I mean, they did good in that game. Their next game in the semifinals, they already booked an automatic qualification, so they were able to get to the World Cup. I was real happy for them. It's their first ever. They're going to be debutants for the World Cup. I'm really excited because I'm excited to see how more of these African teams show up, really. And I feel like Zambia's going to do well. So they ended up going up against South Africa, I believe, and they ended up losing at 1-0 to South Africa. So overall, it really wasn't bad. And then in third place, they managed to win 1-0 against Nigeria and claim third place. So personally, like, they had a real good journey. Like, I mean, from 2020, like, they stepped up their whole offense and defense. They played much better, in my opinion. And then after that, they managed to win the COSAFA Cup for the women's competition, ended up winning 1-0 against South Africa and add an extra time of added time, I believe. Yeah, it was the second half of extra time. And Barbara Banda, of course, she scored it. So Zambia, like, I'm excited for them. FIFA had announced like a while back that Barbara Banda has confirmed that she's going to be playing at the FIFA Women's World Cup. So personally, I'm really excited to see it. They're in a group with, I believe, Costa Rica, Japan, and Spain. So overall, I feel like Zambia can make an impact at this World Cup. Like, they should not as well be looked down. I know I keep saying this from my other qualification review videos, but Zambia has it. I believe they have it. They have it. The talent. Like, they've stepped up their match. Like, they've gotten better. I know some of their friendlies they've lost, but they're doing good right now. Bruce Mwepe, I believe. If that's not his name, the head coach, please let me know down in the comments. But like, Zambia's only had 2 coaches. I can't remember who the first one was for the women's, but Bruce is doing really well. But I mean, I feel like Zambia can make a shock at this World Cup. I feel like people are going to say that it's going to be Spain and Japan getting to the next round, but don't count any of the African teams like Zambia out, because as we know from the Men's World Cup, there were so many shocks, like Saudi Arabia versus Argentina, and Morocco getting to the semifinals. But Zambia, like, their whole journey was a complete success. They're now at one of the biggest stages in sports history. And Banda, like, I'm excited to see how she does. I'm excited to see how the whole Zambian team does. The Copper Queens I feel like they're going to make a big impact. They can certainly make it far. Just a matter to see how they show up at this tournament. But that's the end of the review for Zambia. I hope you guys liked this video. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And I will see you guys in the next video.